これもすっごくいいんですけど、私たちもっとトレセン学園を盛り上げなきゃいけないと思うんです。確かに。せっかくのお祭り騒ぎ、ちょっとだけスピードアップしませんか？温度でスピードアップ？さあみんな始まるよ。ワンツーサンはい。それそれそれそれ。息が苦しい。あれ音が出ない。音響さんはい嬉しくて反射やってドドンドン。あれやっちゃう。ゆらゆらとひらひらと花舞う夕方。髪をやって帯を巻いてキュキュンキュン。気づいちゃもっともっとやつらは始まったばっかり。もういいかいまだだよ。もういいかいもういいよ。届け届け想いを届け。追えば逃げてぐるぐる回る。空で進まいたのに目指すはぶっちぎり。恐れることだからんなこと言ってどうすんのどうすんの。めちゃくちゃめちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。踊り踊りくるぜさあ。めちゃくちゃめちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。トレセン温度でよよよよよさ。めちゃめちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。踊り踊りくるぜさあ。めちゃめちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。トレセン温度でよよいのよよいのよよいのよいさ。歌いすぎて息が苦しい。酸素だ酸素だ酸素はってこい。止まらない止まらへん。もりもりとやる気出てきたの。あれ誰もやってない。今宵星がまたついてる場合か。どうすんのどうすんの。めちゃくちゃめちゃくちゃよいさよいさよいさよさ。踊り踊りくるぜさあ。めちゃくちゃめちゃくちゃよいさよいさよいさよさ。トレセン温度でよよよよよ。めちゃめちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。踊り踊りくるぜさあ。めちゃめちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。トレセン温度でよよいのよよいのよよいのよいさ。さあ手相にタロット四柱推命で占って死んでましょう。まあズバッと出ちゃってしまった私の今日の運勢は今日です。これでスタートするってことです。運命レース人間といいすごいスピードで先頭を逃げてく幸運を追いかけましょう。長い距離だって夢中で走ればチャンス到来します。私にで嫌なことは笑っちゃえば引き離しちゃう。末足を持っているんです。運気が上がりさえすれば負けはありえないんです。フォーチュンテリングテリングテルミテルミ教えたまえ幸せとは一体どういうものなのでしょう。フォーチュンテリングテリング占って分かったこと大事なこと。最高最強の相性あなたと出会えた。これって運命でしょうか。ソウルメイトです。さあスパッとシュパッとパワッと幸せになってしまいましょう。そう笑って粉を駆け抜けちゃえば服着たるってわけです。
何もかもが蜃気楼、わずかな輝き、遥か彼方見つめてる。希望のフレアに砂まみれの明日が滲んだ時、しびれるほどに焦がれていたもの。さまよいもがき続ける果てなき迷宮、ああ見失いそうでも手を伸ばした闇を駆け抜ける眩しいその光、なぜ燃えている抑えきれない命が今ただ叫んでいる。生きた証になれ、熱い魂をたぎらせている。それだけ世界はそうグローリー膨らんで薄暗さにはびこるのはアンビバレンス、導きながら祈りながら進んでく。継ぎはぎの空に偽りの勇気がいなまく時、まぶたの裏に湧き上がる力、静寂時の狭間に縁が分かれてゆく。ああ光のその先へ這い上がれよ、闇を切り裂いた燃え盛る想いはなぜ溢れ出す。終わらせない命が今ただ伝えている。私はここにいる、最果ての場所へ走り続ける。それだけ暁染まる慟哭の中、舞い上がる塵、どこか愛しくて望むべきことはもうたった一つだけ強くいたいと、心に救う獣たちが牙をむく。切り裂いて貫くまで闇を飲み込んだ眩しいこの光、今胸の奥痛みを超え手を伸ばした闇を駆け抜ける眩しいその光、なぜ燃えている抑えきれない命が今ただ叫んでいる。生きた証になれ、熱い魂をたぎらせている。それだけ世界はそう bright and
Hello everyone, it is me, Tsukasa. Welcome to the P6. It is the first day of our event. Thank you very much for coming here, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, this cup is also known as the Karasu Show. I wanted to make a custom name for all of the races moving forward, so that way they're like maybe at least like more memorable. But yeah, welcome, hello everyone. Once again, I'll repeat, this is the Tengu Cup May 2026, the third of its kind, and the second where we're using the Chami format. So let's start with how is everyone? Okay, let's start with that. It's been a while since I've been live, so a little awkward here and there, but things should be okay. But yes, today we will have 12 participants this time compared to the 15 last time. But don't worry, that doesn't mean there's gonna be less excitement. It just means there's a few less races, but still, I do hope everyone gets to enjoy this. For now, we will begin with the rest of the broadcast here. So first and foremost, if you want to join the next Tengu Cup, we do have our instructions here. You can read this out, but every time Tengu Cup will be announced, this graphic will appear. But just in case, I'll be stating this up. You must have 3 Umas, just like champion meetings. Hold on, chat. It's a bit hard, I have to moderate. Okay. What was the first thing? Yes, chat. You must have 3 Umamusume, like in the champion meetings. You must provide your Umamusume as training partners, because we will be using the training as the without needing everyone to be in the same time, like same place at the same time. You must provide any additional information, and we now added a minimal rating of A. This isn't exactly like strict for now, but the idea of why there's a minimum rating is so that people don't just send like really bad Umas and then just kind of like they're gonna lose. I want the cup to be as competitive as possible, and of course you must send them in a registration period. If you try to send them after the registration period, I will consider it, but do note that there will be not punishments, but more so don't expect your Umas to be. It depends on the context. I'll be addressing it like part by part. So let's move on here. Yes, the Tengu Cup format for this year, this month, is a same round robin here, ladies and gentlemen, but there is an update here. So just to explain, round robin is when everyone plays against everyone, usually, but in this case we have 5 rounds, so you will have 5 races here to get as much points as possible. Unlike the previous time, we updated the points that you get for each race. If you get first place, you get 10 points. If you get second place, you get 7 points. If you get third place, you get 5. This is to make sure that winning a race is a lot more rewarded compared to last time. But third place isn't that punishing compared to second place. So yeah, you really want to win this time, and you can't just coast off getting a bunch of second. Have an update as well. It's not just gonna be the 3 races from the semifinals and the grand finals. We will actually have some 4th to 6th place matches and 7th to 9th place in the finals. So if you lose in the semifinals, it doesn't mean that your run is over. It just means that you can only fight for the specific bracket that you secure yourself into. So that way, we have a much better ranking at the end of the cup. Next up here, condition of the cup. We are borrowing the Aries Cup condition, which is the Satsuki Sho. It is a Nakayama racetrack, 2,000 meters, which is a medium distance for the record. It is right-sided or inners and spring season, sunny day, and firm turf. So any green skills that proc in this condition really valued, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, when it comes to the meta, we have an elephant in the room to discuss, and it is Oguri Cap, the Christmas version of Oguri Cap, also known as the Ashen Miracle. Now, the thing about this Umamusume is that she has a very strong, unique skill, which is the Festive Miracle. And the thing about her is that if you build her properly, her Festive Miracle, if it procs at the very end, at the very late spurt, can single-handedly win you races on its own. You're gonna quickly realize that there are a few Oguri Caps, Christmas Ogres, in this race, and it really makes sense, just the sheer power that this Umamusume brings to the table. You're gonna see it soon. If you were here for the previous cup, you probably have seen my Christmas Ogre run the race and dominate pretty hard. But yeah, we'll see how the meta develops here with the three Christmas Ogres in the selection of 12 races here. Now, just to refresh everyone, the previous Tengu Cup March, here the placings here. We had Rammer who was first place, Mia got second, Roy got third, and in the 4th to 6th was Dressakasa, Rugu Gachu, and Tetrakis, and 7th to 9th was Random Name, Ray, and Torrent. But speaking of the first place here, Rammer, unfortunately, due to conflicts in the schedule, will not be able to defend his crown, which means that, ladies and gentlemen, the crown is unattended here. The peak is currently for anyone to grab, with Rammer not being able to attend, ladies and gentlemen. So we will have a chance for a new champion here. We will have a chance for a new champion in the Tengu Cup here, ladies and gentlemen. But it comes to ranking though, I did personally rosters, and in my personal opinion, this it's biased. I will respect that opinion because, you know, I'm the only person who ranked it. If I had other people, I would definitely rank it like, you know, I would ask them to rank it instead, but maybe next time, chat, maybe next time. So I will say, you know, first place, I think Tsukasa, of course. Second place is Blue, third place is Mia, and what you will notice here, Christmas Ogres here, all across the board in the top 3. That's just how powerful this Umamusume is, that I put them in the top 3 in general. Fourth place is Rugu Gachu, pretty highly rated compared to the performance in the previous one, but we'll see, guys. Is Roy on 5th, Torrent 6th here, 7th is Crazy Dave, 8th is Random Name, and 9th Valiona. And then for the people not listed here, Tunic I rated as 10th, I believe. Wait, is it Tunic? Hold on, guys, let me go up the rank. Yes, I put Tunic and 10th, 11th Tetrakis, and 12th is Ray. I'll quickly realize why I did so. So that is everyone here, and that's all the slides I present here for the first part of our broadcast. So now let's us get into the very important parts of this cup, the actual races, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm gonna update the titles of these streams. The first match we're gonna have is so first of all, these are all seeded compared to last time where it was random. So I will just state this, while I did have the rankings here, the seedings are different. The seedings are based from the previous cup as well as general like how I see like power level. Mostly was the ratings from the previous cup. So don't be surprised if you see a few people in in a seeding that is different from the rankings I present here, which you'll quickly see as the race goes on. So yeah, we will go through the first race. First race here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be presenting to you the first three trainers that are first three teams that are going up against each other. First one here is Mia, ladies and gentlemen, first seed of the whole tournament after getting second place in the Tengu Cup March 2026. Mia running a Christmas augury, very strong, as well as a nice nature. This is, if I understand correctly, this nice nature is not a debuffer. She is an ace nice nature, so this is gonna be a very interesting scenario here, as well as the wedding Mayano Top Gun, something I've never really seen myself, to be honest. This Umamusume, but one thing I can say is that regular Mayano Top Gun is a very strong Umamusume in champion meetings. So it's gonna be interesting to see how wedding Mayano Top Gun will present, how powerful she's gonna be in terms of comparing to her normal counterpart or original counterpart, as well as just like how strong she will be in this cup. But yes, of course, when it comes to these teams, you have to be mindful. There is a Christmas augury here, and it's gonna be very threatening here. This thing, one thing I'll say though, is kind of interesting. There, last time the Major Ryan was the main ace of Mia that really pushed her into that second place, really got that big upset in the semifinals against Sakasa. So we're looking here now with a fully different roster. It's gonna be very interesting here, ladies and gentlemen. Next up here is Ray, the third seed, not third seed here, the ninth seed of this whole cup. And one thing you guys will notice, it is the same three Umamusume, and unlike the others, Ray really did send his Umamusume from the previous cup. And if you're not too familiar with Umamusume, we have different scenarios that are added into the game that generally ups the power level of the whole field. And because of that, the Unity Cup is the scenario that these two must are trained here. These Unity Cup Umamusume are gonna be quite in a disadvantage coming up into this environment. We'll see, maybe they can pick up a win or two, maybe a second place or two, but it's gonna be a hard mountain to climb, especially since Ray only got a semifinals third place in the previous Tengu Cup. So we'll see if these Umamusume here, the veterans of the field, especially this King Halo, if they can push themselves into a very respectable spot. But it's gonna be a tough battle. And speaking of which, same situation here. Tetrakis, who had a very strong second place in the previous Tengu Cup in the semifinals. With the S rank, Agnes Digital before S ranks were very special, very strong Umamusume, but this time S ranks are very common rank honestly among the Umamusumes that are participating in this field. See if they're gonna be able to perform this time. They run the same team from the previous cup, except this time, of course, I'll go recap starting in the very start here instead of the GG Amazon. Now we will go into the first race here, ladies and gentlemen. Case here. We will now go into the first race. Hold on. Do not worry, guys. Hopefully the audio is good there. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I think I forgot to showcase the rest of the Umamusume, but for Rei, he does have a King Halo, a Symboli Rudolph here, as well as an Agnes Tachyon. Agnes Tachyon appearing in this race 3 times here, I believe. So yeah, it's gonna be 2 times here. There's 2 Agnes Tachyons here in this race. So, and of course the Ogre Cap. Still low, but should be fine. Okay, hold on. I can tone it down a bit.
Umamusume Pretty Derby.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, actually, I want to tune this down here. Okay. So we now get ourselves into the first race, ladies and gentlemen. I will personal expectations here in this race. I do believe it's gonna be a sweep here for Mia, who again first seed of the whole cup, has a Christmas Augury, and this is going to be very interesting, very interesting here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the first race here, ladies and gentlemen, of the Tengu Cup May 2026. 2 Unity Cup teams. So now we shall get here on our first race here, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 3 favorite here is Mia's Nice Nature. Number 2 is Mayano Top Gun for Mia. And the number 3 is the Christmas Augury. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for how many recoveries she's gonna proc, because that's gonna be determine how much she can push here, ladies and gentlemen. And we begin. It is the start of the cup here. Late start here for the Christmas Augury, but it's not gonna stop her from getting into that front runner position, the Eclipse position, ladies and gentlemen. But so far so good. Everyone trying to devise a rush here from the Christmas Augury, really trying to get that lead going. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Running so a bunch of swinging maestros not being propped in the first corner here, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter the mid race. So far, so skills being propped very fast. POC being propped here by the Christmas Augury. Look at that positioning at the very front. Hopefully, this could potentially be a very strong position where she can get that last spurt here. And a lot of gold skills being propped by everyone else. I saw a few its-ons. Straight away at that pink puck here by the Ezra Umamusume here, Agnes Digital. The 777 is propped, but then there's the Gourmand, but 2 recovery skills I think was propped. There was no third one. Oh, here's the third one here. A bit delayed. Usually you see it later on, but here comes the festive miracle coming out of the Christmas Augury, and already making such a gap in this race. Complete dominance as they come up into the front. Christmas Augury really making the distance here. Mayano Top Gun in the 2nd place. And it is an Agnes Tachyon in 3rd. Congratulations here for Mia. Very dominant first race here. That's going to secure it. First place here for Mia. We'll see who gets the 2nd place here. We saw an Agnes Tachyon in that 3rd place position. Hold on, I'm gonna lower the volume. Hopefully that should be good enough. So ladies and gentlemen, we shall see here the Umamusume here.
いよいよ出走登録ですね。レースが楽しみ。
We're gonna go here, back into the broadcast. So, in our second race, we will have our second seed, Roy Trigger, ladies and gentlemen. We had a really strong showing in the previous cup, getting a third place finish, very respectable third place finish from Roy, who showed a very strong team, having a Meisho Doto who didn't really have much of a showing, but a winning ticket and a debuff for Nice Nature that was kind of built like an ace, which you quickly see this Nice Nature that in Roy's team is going to be very similar to this kind of build. She's going to be debuffing quite a lot, but still running a very strong spirit herself. He's replacing the late surger position here. It is going to be the Mejuro Ryan. Very strong late surger currently in the meta. Her unique skill is something that is very inherited by most late surgers at the moment. And we have a very interesting Umamusume here. It is gonna be a let's see here. Apologies for the delay. It is gonna be a festive. There we go, festive. Simbali Rudolph, which is a very interesting. I'm not sure what kind of build she is. I would like to check here. Yes, she's gonna be running a Pace Chaser. This is a Pace Chaser festive Simbali Rudolph, so that's gonna be very interesting. I think Simbali Rudolph usually run as a late surger in the champion meeting, so it's gonna Space Chaser. This could be because of the difference in the regular versus the festive version. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be something to keep an eye on, the ace here of Roy Trigger. Moving on, it is gonna be random name, the Rice Shower user in our cups, with a very interesting composition here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Rice Shower Yaino Mataki, who came at the very end or the very beginning of the Aries Cup, as well as a Narita Taishin. One of the strongest Umamusume, one of the strongest Umamusume, one of two end runners that are very strong in the medium race. Of course, Golshi is the other one. But yeah, when it comes to the meta, Ice Shower hasn't really showed much ever since the Gemini Cup has concluded in like a way back. And yeah, but Naruto Taishin though could be a very powerful opponent. Coming here, it is two Pace Chasers, I believe. I think this Yaino Mataki is also a Pace Chaser. Yeah, I think we'll, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It could be a late chaser, it could be a Pace Chaser. I think, I'm not sure. We'll see later, ladies and gents. But yeah, Yaino Mataki, very strong, very decent in the meta. I did have a few wins with it myself, but definitely someone that isn't as strong. I would say like a B tier Umamusume come in when it comes to like a really competitive environment. Still, that won't stop it. I think Random Name has a pretty solid shot here in this race. Next up here is Crazy Dave, the fan favorite from the very first Tengu Cup. People remember, able to push such a strong Umamusume despite not having a 3-star, was able to dominate quite a lot of races. And here he is again running a very similar team from the previous one. And of course, special week. When it comes to Crazy Dave, there's one Umamusume that is connected to him in these Tengu Cups. It is special week. Here, his late Surger special week is something to behold. Able to keep up with such strong competition and pick up wins in the previous one. Unfortunately for him, special week couldn't pick up her stack in that tiebreaker round against Rugu, Gachu, and Random Name. So you're looking for revenge against Random. See if he can cross that hurdle. This time though, he does have a Matekane Fukitaru and a Grass Wonder, a triple late surger composition. And one thing you will say about triple late surgers, guys, very, very strong if they can get positioning. But if they cannot get that positioning, it can be a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble to get even one of your Umamusume across. But if one of them, if just one of them has one good positioning here, they can push for the win. And especially that special week, gonna have to see if they can run the race here towards the end. So we now proceed into the second race of our cup, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have one thing else, oh by the way guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to do predictions for the next race, please tell me if that's something you guys might be interested in. And we can do a point system, and whoever has the most predictions, maybe I'll give a little reward, you know. So do tell me if you guys want to do a little gambling. I guess not really gambling, but you guys get it. It's like a little prediction, you know. It's like real horse racing, so you don't have to pay, but you will still get a reward if you get the most predictions here in this event. Yeah, ladies and gents, we'll be moving on with the race here. So we now get here. I'm just gonna update. Good. So ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is gonna win here? It will the race between Roy, Random Name, and Crazy Dave, ladies and gents. I think personally, my humble opinion, I think Roy is going to have a very strong showing here, obviously second seed of the club, but I think it's gonna be a bit close. We don't know, I really don't know who's gonna win between Random Name and Crazy Dave. So we now just begin here. Keep an eye out on the Narita Taishin as well as the special week, as well as the Rice Shower. We should not be forgetting Rice Shower from Random. Kun can show up in a big way here, ladies and gentlemen. So we get into the paddocks here. Here's the first seed here. Oh, number 1 is the Nice Nature. Number 2 is the Special Week. And what is the number 3? Won't be shown. Somebody wrote off number 7 here. The Ace of Roy Trigger. It's Nice Nature. Could be one hell of a threat. So many late surgers in this race alone. I think there's 6 or 7. There's 7 race surgers. Oh no, I think there's 8. Is there? No, there's 7. There's 7 guys. There's 7 late surgers, and look at all of them here. At the front here is Grass Wonder, and so far in the Eclipse position, it is Rice Shower at the very front. Second place goes to Simbly Rudolph. Third place, I believe, is Grass Wonder, and then Mejiro Ryan, Special Week, Nice Nature here. Oh, passing away is Yaina Mutaki, again late surger here, S late surger. And then at the very back here is Matekane Fukitaru, and well as the Narita Taishin. So we hit the mid portion here of this race. Again, Rice Shower is at the very front, very dominant positioning at the moment, the very front here. Good spotting so far, but Major Ryan quickly climbing into that third place. Roy Trigger. This is going to be quite a problem here if the rest of the Umamusume aren't able to break through in their spot. So now we hit the last spurt here, ladies and gentlemen. Rice Shower still at the front, but here comes Festive Simbly Rudolph from second place. Gonna be proccing the Arrow's Whistle, Shadows Dispersed. But here comes Special Week from Crazy Dave, the Shooting Star. Ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. Second place currently is It is a very strong contest right now. Rice Shower still keeping the front, but is it gonna be enough? Special week, I think he's passive, but Naruto Taishin in the corner looking to contest. Naruto Taishin, it's such a close exchange, but Special week from Crazy Dave will take him the win. And despite being 10th seed, the first upset of this cup already here, ladies and gentlemen, in this second race. Crazy Dave Special Week. What an Umamusume, and taking down a giant already here. What a statement. As we now state the placings here. First place goes to Special Week here for Crazy Dave. Second place goes to Naruto Taishin for Random Name. Third place goes to Grass Wonder. Fourth place goes to Matekane Fuku Kitaru. Fifth place goes to Yai no Muteki. Sixth place goes to Major Ryan. Seventh place, oh sorry guys. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Sometimes you do a little mistake, but yeah, again, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations here for Crazy Dave here. First place goes to this Special Week. Second goes to Naruto Taishin. Grass Wonder will be the third place here, and without placing, Crazy Dave takes first place. Random Name gets second, and the third place goes to Roy Trigger. That is a very surprising result in this first cup here, second race here, ladies and gentlemen. Big upset to start this off. Okay, hold on, chat. Okay, so congratulations to Crazy Dave for picking up a massive win in this race, and as well as Random Name, congratulations as well. Very close exchange, getting second place and able to push through here in the next one. So we will go to our third race here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. So in our third race here, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the #1 rated player coming into this. Of course, was able upsetted last time, but coming in with a vengeance with the Christmas Augury. It is Press Tsukasa running a composition of Christmas Augury here, Ace, Grass Wonder, and a Yai no Muteki as well. Press Tsukasa looking very strong here in this cup. I will say among the Christmas Auguries, very strong here, has an has aptitude. Actually, all three of these Umamusume has an S on medium, so this is going to be quite a showing here from the favorite. Of course, this could be a bit of a problem if the Fist of Miracle doesn't spurt, but so far we've had good chances here with Mia's Christmas Augury having a very strong showing. We'll see if the Christmas Augury here, Press Tsukasa, is able to show up as well. It is a double pace chaser in with a late surger Grass Wonder here, ladies and gentlemen. Very standard composition setup, I will say. Next up here is Torrent, the Umamusume holder of Taiki Shoto, and what a interesting composition, right? Taiki Shoto, not someone you really regularly see in medium races, and it makes a lot of sense because Taiki Shuttle is a miler. Her title literally is the strongest miler, but here we are in the middle of a medium race. Taiki Shuttle is gonna show up here with the V for victory. And the thing about Taiki Shuttle, if she can get into that strong position, she's gonna have a very strong acceleration going straight into the front. So gonna have to be wary of that positioning. If she can get into the eclipse position here of this Taiki Shuttle, this could be a bit of a problem even for this Christmas augury. We also have a different Seiyun Sky here. Let me just look at which version it is. It is the Bachelor. It's the dancing one from the recent event here. This Seiyun Sky. To break it down, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it's one of those Umamusume that you really want them to be at a very strong position to have a good chance of winning here. Of course, Seiyun Sky, a front runner, so it's kind of a given for them to have a very good positioning at the front. But of course, but thing is though, they must be able to sustain it as strong as possible. If they cannot sustain the push here for the end, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. But we'll see. So far, frontrunners have not had any success in the Tengu Cup. That's one thing I've noticed so far. No frontrunner has ever won a race in the Tengu Cup. Not that common in general, but yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. Of course, the King Halo as well. King Halo is a very interesting Umamusume because when my first analysis, I thought King Halo was a very weak Umamusume when it comes to long and medium races. I think in long races, still not that strong. But medium races, she can be really good, especially in these conditions where there's only 2,000 distance. That's not that different from a mile race if you think about it a bit much. Her unique when it procs, it is a very strong unique, one of the rare unique skills with a great Lee effect. Now coming in at the third team here, ladies and gentlemen, the 11th seed of this race, Valiona, with an ace of I think that's supposed to say gold ship, or it could be King Halo, you would never know, it could be both. Valiona had a very decent showing in the first Tengu Cup, coming up here with a very interesting team here, with a double late surger and a Golshi. Golshi not having much presence in these recent cups, really fell off ever since a few more of the meta hitters have been coming through. And it's gonna be interesting, especially with the Taurus Cup conditions in the next cup. We'll see if Golshi is gonna go back into the meta. But here in the Aries Cup position, Golshi wasn't really that popular. We saw a bit of it if you were competing. The thing about Golshi, if she can get that good positioning, that unique really pushes her to get a good positioning. She can get a good positioning, she can get a really good last spurt, and that's gonna be the issue that everyone might have to face. Like ours, King Halo, like I said, a very strong late surger. She can just get into and Simile Rudolph. We saw another Simile Rudolph earlier. Didn't really have a good showing here from Roy. So we'll see if Valiona Simile Rudolph is able to make a difference here, ladies and gentlemen. So that's our 3 racers for our third cup. So now we begin shortly. Hold on, ladies and gents. So who do you guys think will win? It's between Tsukasa, Torrent, and Valiona. Of course, I'm kind of biased, but I do think that between the other two teams here, Torrent has a very strong chance of making a good push into the front here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. That acceleration, we're gonna have to see the positioning here of these base chasers, as well as the Saiyan Sky, if she's able to keep this up without really burning on. So we have here the third seed here of the tournament, Tsukasa. Then it is the 6th seed, Torrent. as well as the 11th seed here, Valiona. We'll see if they're gonna be able to make that push into the very end here. First, number 1 here, I think, number 1 is Torrance King Halo. Number 3 is Grass Wonder, and the number 2 here is the Christmas Ogre. So you come through here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see in our third race of the Tengu Cup. And we begin here. No late starts across the board. Everyone is very locked in. And here comes the Saiyan Sky getting the first place position very early. Very early breath of fresh air here at the start as well. So quickly dividing themselves here as we reach the mid race. It is going to be Saiyan Sky at the front. Then Taiki Shuttle, Christmas Ogre, rocking 2 skills already. As well as the Yaina Moteki, a rush coming out here from this Taiki Shuttle. Yaina Moteki, but yeah, back into the positioning. King Halo, then similarly Rudolph, Grass Wonder, another King Halo, as well as the Golshi quickly building up momentum as she pushes her positioning into the front here, ladies and gentlemen. The PLC being procced here very late by the Taiki Shuttle, but Taiki Shuttle, oh my gosh, a very strong position here. Here comes the escape artist, but Golshi blocking that warning shot, really wants to get into a much more good position. Saiyan Sky and Taiki Shuttle both at the front here. It is a really good position right now for the Taiki Shuttle, but here comes Christmas Ogre once again with that festive miracle, blocking with that 777. Can they stop it here at the front? It is Taiki Shuttle as well as Saiyan Sky, but Ogre Cap already quickly overtaking it. Christmas Ogre making a very dominant statement here as she pushes into the corner. Who is going to make a difference here as they're fighting for second place? I think it's Taiki Shuttle currently holding the second place position. Will someone challenge for that place? A King Halo and a Yaina Moteki at the back looking for more King Halo. King Halo, it is so close here. King Halo pushes for second, but Christmas Ogre wins again, securing Sakasa his own first place. So we wait out to see who's King Halo got this far. Yeah, congratulations here to Sakasa for his first place here in the round robin. So we move on into the next race here. Results: first place goes to Ogre Cap, second place goes to Torrance King Halo here. That means that Torrent will get the second place, and third place goes to Valiona, third place goes to Grass Wonder, fourth place goes to Taiki Shuttle, fifth place goes to Yaina Moteki, sixth place goes to Saiyan Sky, seventh place goes to Gold Ship, eighth place goes to King Halo, and ninth place goes to Simile Rudolph. And a very interesting race, honestly. King Halo, if this race was a bit longer, perhaps King Halo could have made a bigger difference. She was really gunning for that first place spot at the very end. They're running really fast. Unfortunately for King Halo, not enough here, only making a 1 length distance. But yeah, very strong positioning coming out here from the Taiki Shuttle. You guys saw that, right? Saiyan Sky was having still keeping that first place, but Taiki Shuttle holding into the side there, getting that first place for a bit until the end there. But the festive miracle a bit too much. Fortunately for Valiona, not able to compete in this stage. It is getting a lot harder now. Of course, a loss here does not mean the end, especially as a lower seeded player. Not exactly expected to really compete here. Of course, there was an upset earlier, but yeah, expectations not exactly the strongest. So strongest when it comes to the lower seeds. Of course, again, Crazy Dave did find a big upset earlier, so we'll see if that's gonna change in our last race of the day. How about that, chat? So now we get into the last 3 racers here. First one is Blue, the first upcomer here, ladies and gentlemen. New new trainer here in the Tengu Cup, the one and only newcomer. And think about blue again, has a Christmas augury in his team, so we have the third one here. We also have a chocolate Bourbon, who's one of the strongest Umamusume currently in the meta, a front runner that can keep herself recovered, as well as has a really strong speed boost. It's gonna be a really dangerous one, similar to Saiyan Sky out in the past. Of course, the Major Ryan, very strong late surger, hasn't shown up in this cup, but can make a big difference. Blue, very strong team, I will say, very strong team. There's a reason why I ranked them second in this cup. We'll see if they're able to show up, perform here against Rugu Gachu, who is the fourth seed. This fourth seed here for blue. Rugu Gachu though, very strong. To put them as fourth ranked here. Rugu Gachu and blue. We'll see if Christmas Augury will get another stomp on, or if Rugu Gachu is able to make a difference. Speaking of Rugu Gachu, here we have here a very unique team for certain. It is the New Year Opera O, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the Rugu Gachu, when you think about Rugu Gachu and Umamusume, it's only one Umamusume. It is the Opera OTM Opera O. Then, of course, the Agnes Digital. If you guys remember the previous Tengu Cup, Agnes Digital made such a strong statement, being basically the ace of Rugu Gachu and in the basically the whole round robin stage, able to clutch up in such a big way and make such a difference. She was kind of carried her whole team into the finish line in every race. But now, see if the Opera O is gonna be the proper ace this time. Now Narita Brian here in the third slot here. We had a different one, I believe, last time. I think it was Oguri Cap. Oguri Cap was the third Umamusume of Rugu Gachu last time, but this time it is gonna be Narita Brian, nicknamed the potential woman from the first cup of Tengu Cup. We'll see if our fourth ranked team is able to show up in this big match coming up here. Next up here is our fan favorite Tunic. Has yet to win a single race, even get a second place. So in this competition of Titans, I don't really think Tunic has a big shot of winning, but a good showing would be enough. Honestly, a good showing would be enough. Running a Oguri Cap like last time, a special week, and a Haru Urhara. So I don't have to say anything about the Haru Urhara, but our daughter, you know, of course. But when it comes to this team, honestly, you guys have to look forward to how strong this Oguri Cap can be. This is the only original Oguri Cap in this cup, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how they perform. Actually, no, there's another one, of course, from Tetricus. Yeah, we'll see how strong they're gonna be with the perform here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be starting the next race here. As we arrive. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is gonna win? Is it gonna be blue? Is it gonna be Rugu Gachu? Or is it gonna be Tunic? And yeah, we'll see. We'll see who is gonna win here, ladies and gentlemen. So we begin our race. Personally speaking, I think when it comes to ranking here, of course, the Christmas Augury has shown her prowess so far. It has been so hard to beat this Umamusume, right? And we see if that Festive Miracle procs, it is such a... Oh, sorry about skipping, but it is such a big problem. But if that Oguri Cap gets blocked, or he had a very bad start, not be able to proc that Festive Miracle, this could be a win here for the TM Opera O, who's second rated here. But Mihono Bourbon, again, you have to look at this chocolate Mihono Bourbon, can be a really big problem as well. So come up here, ladies and gentlemen. As we begin. Now, late start here for the Ogre cap here of Tunic as we now split off. Front runner obviously taking position here at the very front. It is gonna be Mihono Bourbon at the first place here. I think a very close second place here for the Opera O. Third is Ogre cap. As we split off here in the mid race, I think Naruto Brian looking at the fourth place here. Very close exchange at the back. This Naruto Brian, Tunic's Ogre cap here pushing in the 4th to 5th place. Naruto Brian though still contesting special week as the corner as well, trying to contest for this positioning here. As Opera O passing into that second place position. That's a very good spot here. Gorman gonna be procced here by the Ogre cap. Fast and Furious as well. Naruto very close, very clumped up here at the very end here. Look at the Umamusume at the back, guys. All the late surgers are kind of moving forward here besides Agnes Digital, who is still stuck at the very front here. But here comes the Festive Miracle, 3 in a row. Will not be stopped. Can they prevent this Umamusume from getting a grand push here in the end? It is a very, very early Festive Miracle, so I'm not gonna see, but position is already being taken here. Opera O getting past as the last spurt is gonna be the push, and yeah, that's a hard push to bargain here. Opera O, we're gonna get into this one, but Opera O, here it comes. Here she goes here, the Barcarolle of Blessings. Can she make a difference here in the end? We're really getting into the front here. Ogre cap still in the front. And it is not looking like it's possible to challenge so far. Ogre cap will dominate here. Christmas Bourbon and second. And Opera O still those strong presence here. Getting a third place in this race. And that secures Blue first. The first place here for Blue. Second it goes to Rubu Gachu. And a third place here for Tunic. So we now state here the placings, ladies and gentlemen. It is first place here for Christmas Hungry for Blue. Second place to Mihono Bourbon. Third place to Opera O. Fourth place to Agnes Digital. Fifth place to Major Orion. 6th place to Naruto Brian. 7th place to Tunic's Ogre cap. 8th place goes to Special Week, and 9th place goes to Haru. Nice try here, Tunic. Very hard battle. Very hard battle in general. I don't think this is really the environment for Tunic. At least this particular competition so far, but I'm very excited to see how he will do against the other competitions here. I think Tunic can really pick up wins here, guys. Against I think Ray and Tetricus specifically, I think he can really compete. Yeah, it's gonna take a bow here, ladies and gentlemen. Second place to Rubu Gachu. So now we shall update the rank here. I will be back. Just give me a moment. I will update and show the table soon enough. Let's see here.
も恐れたりしない
こんなもんじゃない本当の
私見せてあげる一生に一度きりの今を後悔したくない
有言実行を言葉にしたら世界は動き出した最速の輝きこの手に掴み取って新しい幕開けを越えて
I am back. Okay, so we shall demonstrate the table here. Hold on. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current results here. Actually, let's play some music here for everyone here. Here we go. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, currently after the results here of this cup, first place goes to for tied for first is Mia. Actually, I think I have to let me update that as well. Sorry about that, chat. Okay, so the results here of the first tied for first place here is Mia, Tsukasa, Blue, and Crazy Dave. Very surprising showing here from Crazy Dave. Yeah, so far it's yeah, strong finish here. First place among these Umamusume. Among the three Christmas Ogres, Crazy Dave is the one who is different. Tied for 5th place here is Rubugachu, Torrent, Random Name, and Tetrakis. And tied for 9th is Roy Trigger, surprisingly Ray, Valiona, and Tunic. We'll see here in the second round here if these guys are able to pick up their slack. But yeah, it's again, ladies and gentlemen, it is a qualification here for top 9 for the playoff stage. But yeah, that's the result here of the first day. I wonder if you guys were really surprised in any of the results. I will say the second race was definitely the most surprising of them all. Again, Crazy Dave made such a big splash here, but also Random also really close there, right? Oh, the Naruto Taishin really pushed her limits in the end there. And Roy gonna have to pick up his slack here. I mean, his own Muslim are gonna have to pick up their slack as they go into the second round here. The matchups will be determined from this results. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. That's gonna be it for now for the first day of the cup. I hope you enjoyed, and genuinely speaking, I really do guys appreciate the amount of activity you guys are here for. They're showing. Hopefully you guys are here for the next cup as well, next race as well, because I think it's gonna be really interesting. The especially in the bottom there, I think the match with Tunic between the other third placers is gonna be very interesting, and we're gonna have potentially, I think, a good we might have an interesting, hold on chat, we might have a showing with the Christmas Ogres here, potentially a triple Christmas Ogre match. We'll see though, chat, we'll see though, depending on how I arrange these. Alright, depending on how I arrange these. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'll see you guys on the tomorrow, and I'll leave you off with the ending stream here, just so you guys can listen to some music by the end of it.
かざせば今夜もたおやかな光おぼろげにただ浮かぶ明かりを追いかけて駆け出すの声にならずに消えた想い詰め込んで私のささやかな祈り今大空に放り投げたいつかあなたのように誰かのことを照らせる人になりたいだけそう秘密だよと数えるうちまた膝抱えてるのもうそれでも心は動き始めてる目指した場所は日だまりの中揺れているあの笑顔理想の階段息を切らし登ってく決して届かないと思ってた瞬きに指が触れたあともう少しだけスピード上げて私もっと強くなるから待っていてね一つの雪はやがて風を集め前へ前へ運ぶ月明かりも越えて朝が来るまで私のささやかな祈り今青空を見上げ咲いた降り注ぐ微笑み包まれてそっとこの幸せ分け合えたからもう泣かないよClose my eyes, starry sky. She dream my love tonight. To what aふねふにもやけた視界を曖昧濁したくなって歩く果てない想いは遠くて雲 必要ないそれぞれが歩み続けるとそう決めた理由夢中で泣いたあの日隣にいてくれた二人にありがとう今更だけどおはようって言い合え日々おやすみって笑い合える
何気ない言葉紡いでく今日があれば
どんなに離れても
心配ないよ
Close my eyes
目を閉じてフラッシュバックする瞬間にとらわれていた僕震えていた
それでも消えないお願い
くじけてなんてあげないからもういい